Hello friends, good evening. It is 9:30 here once again. I'm coming to you at basically my bedtime to have a chit chat tonight. So the last video I posted, I was encouraging you guys to get up and clean with me. This video, I'm encouraging you to grab a little snicky snack. Whether you're eating dinner or what have you, I have popcorn and apples and peanut butter. I would love to say that this isn't my dinner. However, it is, and that's not okay, but it's been a very long week. So I was going to do a live Q&A. However, my schedule kind of got wonky for my day off. So we are just going to do this, and we're going to do a cozy questions and chill. Okay, I want you to get comfortable, grab a blankie, put on some mood lighting. You can't see any of my mood lighting, but I've got 2 candles going, my lowest setting of my lamp, and my computer right here, and then my little diffuser going off because I have chamomile in there because it's been a stressful week and I need some chamomile in my life to calm me down. So I'm going to be answering a lot of questions that you guys have had and that you guys asked because I asked you to ask me questions, but I also want to clarify some things for some new faces. And I'm going to keep the editing in this video to a minimal so it will feel very much so like a live chit chat with a friend. That is the vibe I am going for. Plus tomorrow, well, I guess today for you guys is Halloween and I am so excited for Halloween. So I'm just trying to channel all the cozy vibes. Shall we get started? I also have water. I have drank plenty of water today, which is surprising because the day before this, I drank like no water. And we're gonna have a lot of sidetracks. We all know who I am as a person, okay? The side quests are never, ever, ever ending. All right. So I think there's some questions that I just want to clear up before I even dive into the computer questions. I hate the glare on my face, but I can't read it if I go any lower. So the first question I saw was, do I work? Yes, I work full-time. My sister and I, well, she owns the dog grooming business and I am her assistant. So I do the bathing, the blow drying, the nails. I do a lot of the cutting. I just don't do like the faces, the butts, and like the sanitary areas. That's out of my league right there. And she does all of the rest of the magic. And before that, I was a physical therapist assistant for 3 years. 3.5, 4 years, and then I was a CNA for 7 years. So I was in healthcare for almost over a decade, and that was enough of that. And then just like miscellaneous jobs as a teenager. But yes, I do work full time. And then I have been dog sitting for since I was 16, and I'm 31, so like the last 15 years. I have been dog sitting, and I do have some clients, their dogs have passed, but like we literally watched their dogs their entire lives. My sister started it, and then we've just like continued it. It has had its ebbs and flows where I don't dog sit as much. This specific year, I have had a lot of dog sitting. If you guys have noticed, for a while there, when I first moved in here, I think there was 2 months where I was home for 2 whole weekends, and that was it. And I hate that. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate that. I want to be here. I want to get it, in order. Like, why am I paying rent if I'm not here? But I have to make ends meet, and people need their dogs watched, and they trust me, and they like me, and I love their dogs. So, yes, I dog sit a lot. A few people were asking if it was paid or, like, unpaid. 90% of when I'm gone for dog sitting, it is paid. It is clients, other than when I watch my sister's dogs, because she is dog sitting for our friend who helps us at the shop, and that is how we kind of barter, if that makes sense. So yes, I don't just dog sit my family's dogs all the time, like a few people had asked. I'm not that nice. I wish I was, but no, I'm just kidding. They don't need it that much. We go nowhere. So yeah, I think that covers basically all of my work history. Also, I was going to do this video like unpacking something, but I literally fell outside of my apartment this morning because it rained a little bit, and there's like a tiny little like decline to get down to my car from where I take Kylo potty. I stepped down the first step, my right leg went straight My back, like my left leg did one of like the Michael Jackson like hee things. So my whole foot went backwards and my ankle is just like massive. So that's why we're sitting here getting cozy as well, because I literally stood on my feet for 12 hours today and I just want to sit down. So that's another reason why we are doing this, sitting and being cozy and comfy. Okay, let's get into, what were some other questions? Oh, storage unit. Why do I not have a storage unit? For those of you who are new here, I had a storage unit. At the beginning of this year, I had to get rid of it. Storage units are expensive. To me, it is a waste of money. And I had that thing for 6 or 7 years. I was always behind on it. It was like I started at like 125 and it went up to like 165. And with the late fees, because I was never on time, I never paid it. Like on time, I paid it, but it was just too much of an expense. And to me, it didn't make sense to have all the stuff sitting in there that I had. I encourage you to go watch those videos, because that was like one of the first major declutters I did. And it was a lot easier because I had done small decluttering before that, but it was still a huge task and I had a lot of stuff. Like, people say that I have a lot of stuff in this apartment. If you were to put everything that I own in this apartment into your average home, which is what, like let's say a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Is that average? Is that big? I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's big. I don't know. So say it's like the average American home, which I think is 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. Okay. This would literally be like a cup of water in a bathtub. Does that make sense? Like, all of this could be spread around the house and it would look like you owned nothing. So like, the size of my apartment is so condensed. It's 500 square feet. It looks like I have so much stuff, but I really don't. If all of this stuff was back at our old place, people would think I owned nothing and that I needed to buy more stuff to fill the space. So no, I really don't feel like I own a lot, and there's a lot more I can get rid of and a lot more I am getting rid of. But in my mind, I don't really own a whole lot, and it's not useful to store it anywhere. I do, however, though, have 5 or 6 totes at my mom's house. My mom's storage unit. She has a storage unit and she was already paying for it. And I'm taking up like a tiny square of her storage unit. So I have maybe 5 or 6 totes. In those totes are Kelly's like memory tote, some of my high school memory totes, and Christmas decorations, I believe, or just like holiday decorations. So super important stuff? No, not really, but that's where that is. And I don't feel the need to yet put any more stuff in her storage unit. I think I'm good knowing that I own everything in this apartment and then just those 5 or 6 things. That gives me comfort and peace. Okay. So no storage unit, no matter how cheap it is. If it's $60 a month, I'm not doing it, because that's like my light bill. No, my light bill is double that. That's like my water bill or my gas bill. Those kind of things. And I don't feel like spending money on dead space. Okay. A few of you have asked me, like, if I watch other YouTube videos for guidance or like for advice. Yes and no. So here's my issue, and this is my issue completely. And I have tried to push myself, and I have started watching more people, and I am going to start implementing more of what they do to see what things work for me. Because I feel like I'm a little bit out of the normal content creator, because I do work full time. I do have the kiddo majority of the time. And like, I don't want to say that I'm a real person, but like, I'm just a real average person. So I find it really hard. Like, looking at like the Fly Lady stuff, I find it really hard to take that stuff on. I find it really hard to take things that are like, this is what you need to do at set times of the day, or this is what you need to do every single day. I don't follow those well, but I am going to try. I know one of you suggested, well, a lot of you actually, for a long time, have suggested, is it Dana or Dana? Dana K. White? I need to watch her because I think that I will really enjoy her. The Minimal Mom, I had actually watched her years ago when I had started to declutter a little bit, but not really. But I do really like the Minimal Mom. Clutterbug I've never watched. That Awkward Mom, I really like her stuff. She's really funny. I also found her to be a little bit difficult to like implement some things that she would do just because our lives seemed a little bit different. But I think she's hilarious. I really loved watching her videos, and they did motivate me to do stuff. So I will watch them, but like I said, I have an issue with imposter syndrome. I see somebody doing something similar to me, and I see how well they're doing it and how well articulated they are and like what their life looks like. And I just feel like, okay, I don't belong in this space. You know what I mean? But that's not the case. I know that. But I just have to tell my brain that most of the time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So thank you for those suggestions. I will watch them and start implementing more, especially once I get like decluttered it and like moved in. I think that implementing more of like the maintenance stuff is going to be huge. Speaking of maintenance, one of you said that I'm maintaining the spaces that I have set up really well. And I just appreciate that comment so much. And I was like, you know what? I actually really am. If you had seen my kitchen in the previous place, I was going through some really bad mental health issues. And it was really hard to stay on top of stuff for 3 people. And I just didn't realize how in the trenches I was until I sit here right now. And like today, I got home with Kelly at 7 o'clock because we had an extremely long day at work. And then we got back 7 o'clock. I propped my foot up for a little bit because it was throbbing. And then I went in the kitchen. I did dishes. I made dinner. I don't know if this counts as dinner, but it's I literally had lunch at 3:30. So it's like, I'm not really hungry. This does not quantify as a real dinner, I'm telling you. But what else? Oh, and I put like some clothes away. So like I'm maintaining my closet space well and my clothes. I'm maintaining my kitchen to a higher standard than it was at the old place. The bathroom could use a little bit of love and scrub because I didn't get to it the last week and before I left for the cabin. But like overall, the spaces I've created are well maintained. And I appreciate you so much. If I find that comment, I will shout you out. Because like, that's not something I realized that I was doing. And it's hard for me to be like, I don't know, it's hard to compliment myself and realize the things that I'm doing well. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I appreciate you. Okay, I said cabin, so that triggered another thing. Okay, here's where I'm going to get into the not so fun comments, and I'm only going to talk about them a little bit because there's always more good comments than there are negative, or I don't want to say negative, but just like not great comments, okay? So I am not somebody who preaches positivity all the time, positive vibes only. That's not me. That is called toxic positivity. And I hope that you know by now that I am not always positive. Like I try to keep my thoughts relatively neutral because that is the space that I find myself to be regulated at the most. Like if I have negative thoughts, I try to bring them back to neutral. If I have overly positive thoughts, might sound crazy, but I bring them back to neutral thoughts. Because being positive about everything and finding only positive vibes is toxic and not good for your mental health. So with that being said, that doesn't mean that like I'm allowing people to come in and criticize what I'm doing with my own life. So when people are commenting like, the cabin? Why are you going out of town when your house looks like that? Why are you camping when your house looks like that? You need to be unpacked by now. You have been in that house for months. What are you doing? Please remember that I am human and I am working through a lot more than just this living room. I am working through why am I about to cry? I think I'm just realizing everything I'm working through, so we're just gonna cry through it. That's fine. I'm working through transitioning my son into a whole new school. I haven't talked about that. That's been really hard. But I have not talked about that a lot because, like, he is doing really well, but he is also really struggling. So I'm working on that transition. I am working on finding my groove as a single parent again. I am working on finding a way to live this life and set boundaries and uphold boundaries that work for me in this space, in this moment. I'm working through my schedule at work. Like, it is absolutely insane. I did not want to be working this many hours the days that I do work, but I am, and it's kind of out of my control. And I am working through mental health issues. Like, I feel like, yes, I might have some things under control. My depression is pretty well under control right now. I don't feel like I'm in a depressive state, but I feel like my anxiety has been peaked. I feel like my ADHD has been at an all-time high. So it's just goes to show you don't really know everything that somebody is going through. So when I get an opportunity to go camping with Kelly and I for our very first time out tent camping, I am going to take that opportunity. I had a long weekend. I had the funds to do it. I'm going to do it. For the cabin, my sister and I rented a cabin. It wasn't like, I know somebody asked about if it was a family cabin or something. No, we just rented a cabin at a nearby state park. And we both just really needed that to just get away and go hiking in the trails and just cook good food and eat and laugh. But it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine either. It was really hard because kids tend to struggle with like vacations and things like that. And it was still a struggle, but it was still fun and enjoyable. And I am never going to let this living room, boxes, dishes, I'm never going to let anything stop me from going out and doing things that make me happy and fill my cup, because this is all going to be here. All right. I'm not always going to be here. I was actually going to make a short about this, and I think I still will, but like, my dad passed away when he was 59 years old. So he didn't even make it to 60. He didn't make it to retirement. And something he always prioritized was adventures, is what I'll call them. Like Sunday drives, or just like going and getting ice cream, or going on vacations. Honestly, when we couldn't even afford vacations, we had a pop-up camper when I was little, and we went camping all the time. And it was just stuff that was like, it was close to home, unless we went like, you know, on actual like road trip vacations. But I realize how important that is to just take the time off that you have and use it for things other than cleaning your home. Like, cleaning your home can't be the focus of your life. You know what I mean? So like, when I pass away, all my stuff will be here. The dishes that I didn't do that are in the sink will be here. Like, it's just stuff. But you can have too much stuff. And that's another part of life that I don't really talk about a lot, is all the stuff my dad left. And all the stuff that will be left to me and my siblings to figure out. But that's a whole other story. But I will say that there's just some hoarding tendencies that have happened in my family that kind of make it hard for me to get rid of things, but I've gotten a lot better at it now. But yeah. Anyways, the cabin. Who knew that was going to set that off? Yeah, so this is your reminder to just use your time, take your PTO, and just go on little vacations, no matter what. Okay, we're back. The other thing too is I notice a lot of people, not a lot, but I notice people that say, I'm just trying to be helpful, or I don't want to be unkind, or whatever have you. If you have to preface something by saying, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to be unkind, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, you've automatically done those things, okay? Criticism is not helpful. Constructive criticism is helpful. There is a very big difference, and I can tell the difference. I take constructive criticism really well. You don't work in healthcare for a decade and not take constructive criticism well, okay? I love listening to advice because also a lot of my audience is more experienced at life than I am, and I relish in that. I really enjoy that. I love listening to your guys' stories, and how some of you tell me that, like, I remind you of a younger you, and I think that's absolutely amazing. I'd be honored to grow up like half of you. So, just remember that when you're on your little keyboard being a keyboard warrior, there's a human on the other side of the computer or the whatever you're looking at. But somebody else did ask me, how do I deal with negative comments? I used to take them really harshly. So I've been doing this for 4 years now. 2020. Yeah, so almost 5 years now. They used to really bother me. I used to reread them, go back and reread them and like analyze them until I realized it was never about me. It was usually about projection or people just wanting to get something off their chest. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they just felt like saying something mean to somebody. But it's usually never about me because I'm not harming anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. I also don't mind when you guys like hold me accountable for things like you're supposed to. As long as they're, you know, legit things to hold me accountable for. I'm always here for that. I'm here to learn and to grow. So yeah, I don't let them bother me. I don't read them too much. Honestly, I will read them and I will laugh. And then, sometimes you guys have already gotten to the comments there and you guys really have my back in some of those little threads and I appreciate you. I usually try to heart the ones that I like and then I will remove the comment because I'm over it and I don't want to listen to it or go back to it. So yeah, I honestly, I know that it has nothing to do with me in the end, because it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Moving on to other questions. And these are just going to be random because now we're just scrolling through. How is your skin so glowing? Favorite things to do with self-care? Thank you so much. First off, I have always been very lucky and I've always had really good skin except for right here. It's called seborrheic dermatitis. So what I use on my skin is I use oil absorbing moisturizers. Cetaphil's one, it's got a purple top. I use the face wash and the sunscreen. That's another thing I do is I wear sunscreen every day. I moisturize my face a lot. When I was younger though, I never even washed it. I would use like Pond's cold cream because that's what my grandma used on me. And then I would use like a Pond's moisturizer. And like this part of my face would be flared up because like it's an overproduction of oil. So I need something to like take the oil away. But like the rest of my skin would be nice. I don't really have issues with acne. Thankfully. My sister does though. She got the kind of short end of the stick there. But I appreciate that. Thank you. My favorite self-care things to do are washing my face, honestly. It makes me feel really good about myself. And what are the other self-care things? This might not seem like a self-care thing, but it really is saying no and upholding your boundaries. That's my favorite self-care thing that I learned in therapy over the last couple years. No is a full sentence, and that is the best thing you can do for your mental and physical health, to be honest with you. Okay. Did you take pictures before you moved into this place? Yes. Over 200 pictures of this little 500 square foot place and videos. You bet your butt. Answered the what do you work for? Why do you have so much stuff in your living room? Answered that. Oh, another thing that was brought up was, why doesn't Kelly do chores? Kelly does do chores. I try not to show him a lot because of internet safety. I used to, but I've pulled back a lot. So I try not to like show him too much in the videos. He'll peek his head around the corner and stuff from time to time, which is hilarious, but I don't show him doing his chores, but like we switch off chores. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to do right now. Like vacuuming, I still have just a walkway to vacuum, and we could vacuum it, but I haven't vacuumed it. It's not on the chores list. But like we do the counters, the dishes, folding clothes. Like he goes to the laundromat with me. We do the laundry together. So he does do chores. I just don't show it. I'm trying to raise a man who is not a man-child and can do his own stuff for himself when he's older. If you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who knows. How will you be managing your home? Yes, my home is heated. It is heated central heat, and it works very well. I'm not answering any more questions about the dishes. I have a comment pinned in the last video if you want to read that. That's all I'm saying about the dishes. Okay, I'm over that. I also think that I had a stressful week at work, and I'm managing it well until I realized that like there was just a lot more comments that weren't super positive, like just weren't the vibe in the last video. And I think for me, like I literally shut my phone off and put it away because I was like, I can't even read anything anymore, whether it's positive or negative or neutral. I can't read it. So clearly my week was more stressful than I had anticipated. How's the smell on the carpet? I'm going to, once I get the living room more situated, I pinpoint like the 3 main spots that are the problem areas. I'm going to contact them and tell them to get a carpet cleaner in here and clean them. But other than that, I just take my Target brand pet cleaner. I literally find where the spot is. I'll be on my hands and knees smelling the spot, finding it. I'll take my carpet cleaner, just puddle. Giant puddle. Let it soak there for a while. Dab up the excess with a cloth. I don't really care anymore. It's not my problem. Like, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of dealing with it. And like, I don't know. I don't really care if it does something. I don't care. I'm just done with it. And you know what? Honestly, that method has been working pretty dang well. So I'm just going to keep doing it. What's with the random blank screens? This is common with videos. Sometimes they glitch and sometimes I don't catch it and then I upload it and then I can't fix it and I'm so sorry. But like, sometimes it's just, it's not worth fixing. Is it really hard? Oh, it was really hard, but I get it. I had to get rid of a lot of mugs. Why do you want so many? In hindsight, I don't need as many mugs as I have, okay? Right? Right. I love collecting fun mugs. And one day, I will have a wall full of mugs. And that's okay. Right now, they take up a box and a half of a tote. I will figure out where they go. All right? All right, we're not going to talk about the mugs. I decluttered so many mugs. I got rid of so many mugs, okay? You guys should be proud of me because I'm proud of myself with how many I got rid of. I just really love fun, quirky mugs. They're just my favorite, okay? Do you think you will get ready with your apartment by Christmas? So I actually gave myself a goal to have the apartment like 95% done. Okay? Obviously, like decorating stuff, you're not really ever done with that. Like, you kind of always are decorating, just adding things. But I want to be 95% done December 1st. It gives me a month. It literally gives me a month. But I do have a 5-day weekend. It just kind of worked out where our schedule lined up, where we could take 5 days off with Halloween. I'm very excited. And I'm going to try to tackle as much as I can this weekend. 5 days is a lot. And of course, I'll show you guys everything that I do on those 5 days. But yes, I've given myself a December 1st because I want this home to be ready for Christmas for Kelly. I purposely did not take any dog sitting over Christmas because I always dog sit on holidays. Like, I'm dog sitting on Thanksgiving, which is fine because he'll be with Colton on Thanksgiving. But I really want Christmas morning to be really special. I want it to be a wonderful, fun, Christmassy environment in here for him. Girl, are you really gonna cry again? Yep. Clearly, I needed this video more than I thought I did. Since my father passed away and my grandmother passed away, like, it was like 2 years apart, if even. It was like 2012, she passed. No, it was 2013, she passed. 2014, I had Kelly. 2015, his dad passed. And 2016, my dad passed. It was a lot of people gone in a small amount of time. And like 2 main pieces of the family just gone. So holidays ever since then have been really hard for all of us. And I know that I'm supposed to make them like super special and amazing for Kelly. And that's the only reason that I try and I do that. But if I didn't have him, I wouldn't do anything like on the holidays because they just don't feel special anymore. They don't feel important. I think that's why I like Halloween so much because, I mean, it was my dad's favorite holiday and he like went all out for Halloween. But like, I don't have to be like, it doesn't feel as lonely because you're able to just go out and be around a bunch of people and trick-or-treating as we're like Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's a very stark reminder of what's not there and what used to be. And I really have kind of struggled the last couple years to make holidays really special for Kelly and memorable and try to do traditions and stuff. I just don't have anything set in stone because I struggle so much with feeling like the holiday spirit. It's just not there. And it hasn't been there for a long time. I try to fake it as well as I can. But it's just not there. So that's why I want it done by December 1st. So that we can decorate after Thanksgiving for Christmas. Damn. I'm gonna grab a tissue. I'll be right back. Side note, it was his birthday yesterday. That's what this is about. The way I didn't even put that together. He would have been 68. Yep. The emotions make sense. Okay, back to whatever she's doing. Oh, okay. I was looking for more questions. They all kind of have the same theme. I don't see anything new. Sorry for just like imploding my emotions on you. But yeah, I am really proud of what we've done in this apartment. Like, if we think about it, I built this table. I built a baker's rack. I've hung pictures. Like, I, had to build Kelly's loft bed. I built my bed. I've had to do a lot. The pantry, like, there has been a lot that has been accomplished, and I don't want that to get overlooked in my own mind, mostly, because there is still quite a bit to do. So I think over the next couple of days, what are some goals that I want to set for myself? I know one of the goals is I want, so my office, like my desk is over on the wall that's like my front door is on. I want that on the window wall. So I'm going to try to move that and get, I think there's like 3 totes over there that are full of just my office stuff that I can unpack. That's one of my goals, is to do that, because I forgot to tell you guys that I think I'm ordering a couch from Amazon. Because again, with the dang Amazon, I'm so tired of it. It's so convenient and so stupid and so annoying. But, so I live in Omaha, right? Nebraska Furniture Mart is huge here. They're also expensive. For a couch that I want, that I've been wanting, I have been watching this price for months. I've had money saved for this dang couch for months, and it just keeps going up. It is almost at $1,000 now. It was $600 when I saw it the first time in their like clearance area, and it just keeps going up in price. So I found almost the exact same thing on Amazon. I'm just worried it's not going to be comfortable, but it's only $350 for like the storage pull-out one that I want. And it's like, do I just buy that and get that in here, which is why I want to get that desk out of the way and do a few other things. Kylo's kennel is huge. I need to find him a smaller kennel. That kennel takes up so much space in here, which is insane to think a kennel takes up so much space, but it does. I have a few other things too. Like I've got, I want to get my winter and summer clothes switched over so I can vacuum seal pack my summer clothes. Those are 2 things. There was another thing I wanted to do this weekend too. I'll for sure get those 2 things done. And then the third thing, under my sink. I got an organizer for under my sink, and I want to get that in there. So I think that'll get like a lot of space cleared up in that under area. All right, friends. I think that's enough talking from me. Thank you guys for sitting here and chatting with me. I appreciate it. I really do just enjoy talking to you guys. I love getting to know you. Again, please know that I read every single comment. I just might not always have the energy or the time to respond to them, but I seriously read every single one of your comments. And for those of you who have been here and like I recognize your usernames and stuff, thank you so much for continuing to support me and comment and engage with me. And it doesn't go unnoticed. Please know that. I get really excited when I see some of your guys' names pop up. Like, oh my gosh, they watched it. What'd they have to say? So thank you guys so much for that. That's really special. And that's what I really love about this little community that I'm building with you guys. I just wanted to be a space where we can feel safe and not judged. And if you struggle with mental health and if you struggle with showering or cleaning, like, you should feel safe in this space. And if you are being attacked or something like that, I will remove those people. They don't need to be here, okay? A lot of times I don't see it, so if I don't see it, either email me or maybe make another comment calling those comments out, because I try to look through them and make sure I got all of them. But this is a place where we don't judge. This is a place where people are okay to have their flaws. We all have flaws, and we're all here to have our flaws. None of us are perfect. And I don't expect any of you to be perfect, but I just love you guys and appreciate you so much. You guys are amazing and are actively changing my life. I just want you to know that you guys are helping me just by watching my videos and commenting and engaging. Yeah, so I appreciate you and I love you, and I am going to go take some ibuprofen because my ankle is now throbbing even more, even though I've had it on ice this entire time. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and we are going to get into so much stuff this weekend. No, not fingers crossed. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. So thank you. I love you. I think I've said that like 17 times now, but I really just can't say it enough. So I'm going to drink my water, eat the rest of my apples, take some ibuprofen, and then go to bed. So I will see you guys in the next one. Have an amazing Halloween. Stay safe. Have fun. And bye.